So with the final week of weapon unlocks for Into the Light, we have gotten what I think may be the best solar hand cannon in the game, at least for legendaries. And that's the return of Luna's Howl. And Luna's Howl is more generally seen as a PvP weapon, but I think the PvE god roll can take some solar builds to the next level. And the main role we're going to be looking for a PvE version of Luna's Howl is going to be Heal Clip and Incandescent. Now Incandescent speaks for itself. Everybody knows what it does. You kill something, it blows up, puts a bunch of scorched stacks on other enemies, causes everything to blow up, does tons of good AoE damage, one of the strongest solar weapon perks in the game, and even pretty strong for other subclasses. But then we have a Heal Clip, which I think is a very underrated weapon perk. Now Heal Clip reads, reloading shortly after dealing a final blow grants cure to you and your nearby allies. So when you're using a weapon with Heal Clip, you get a final blow, and then if you reload the weapon within a certain amount of time, it's usually I think around 5 seconds, you will then give your nearby allies cure ×1, which will heal them for 60 health, and it will give you cure ×2, which heals you for 110 health. And just off of the perk alone, it's okay. It can keep you or your allies alive in clutch situations, but it's not that crazy of a perk by itself. But where it really shines is when you mix it with Ember of Benevolence, which is a solar fragment that can be used on all of the subclasses. Now to proc this Ember, you need to grant allies Cure, Radiant, or Restoration. And the Cure from Heal Clip procs this. Now this Ember gives you a 400% increase in your grenade, melee, and class ability regeneration rate for 6 seconds. So if you're just using Luna's Howl with Heal Clip, you can keep this Ember up almost 100% of the time if that's really what you're trying to do, which just gives you ridiculously quick ability regeneration rate. So just that mix of Heal Clip on Luna's Howl with Ember of Benevolence can make most solar builds pretty strong by themselves. And keep in mind that Luna's Howl is one of only 2 hand cannons in the game that can both have Heal Clip and Incandescent. Incandescent is so incredibly strong as a damaging perk that you're gonna want that as well. And the only other hand cannon that can get this is the newest Igneous Hammer, which is from Trials of Osiris. So that means a lot of people are just never gonna get it. A lot of people that play Destiny 2 just don't do any PvP at all. And that's the only other weapon you can get this roll on a hand cannon. But for PvE purposes, I think Luna's Howl is just also better because of the Indomitability origin trait. So for all the brave weapons, final blows grant grenade energy when playing a light subclass or melee energy when playing a darkness subclass. So when using Luna's Howl and getting a final blow, you'll get 5% of your grenade back. And Igneous Hammer just does not have very good origin traits for PvE. And on top of that, I think the Indomitability origin trait is going to be even stronger in the final shape when you're using Prismatic, because there is a possibility that this origin trait just gives you both grenade and melee energy when getting a final blow with any of these weapons. So there's that possibility, but even if it just chooses one or the other, it's still going to be incredibly strong. So when you mix in all of the possible roles of this weapon with the origin trait, I think this is one of the best current solar weapons in the game, and I do think it's the best legendary solar hand cannon in the game. And when looking at my overall god roll, starting with small bore gives more stability, more range. I actually do really like range, especially on this weapon, especially with the build I'm currently using this in, because I am using it on a more melee focused Titan build. So this is the main weapon I would be using at range. And then more stability. This is a 140 RPM hand cannon, so it is pretty controllable. Getting some additional stability is always nice. I would be using light mag for the increased reload speed. You want to be reloading somewhat quickly when getting those final blows to proc Heal Clip. This also gives some additional range. Then we're going to be using Heal Clip for everything we've gone over. Incandescent, just one of the best weapon perks in the game. Pretty big AoE damage. And then I would be going for the range masterwork. Like I mentioned, I like more range on my weapons, but you could also go for reload speed, especially if you're only using this for Heal Clip, if you're not even really using it as a long range weapon that you're going to be using a decent bit of the time on combat. If you're pretty much only using it to try to proc Heal Clip, getting that reload reload speed masterwork could actually be better for you. Now, just to give an example of a build that Luna's Howl with heal clip can fit into perfectly, I've been running a Solar Titan using Consecrate, so it's primarily focused on using your melee, and I've been using this with Heart of the Inmost Light. Now, Heart of the Inmost Light causes you to empower your other abilities when using any ability. So if you use, say, a barricade, it will empower your melee and grenades to make them do more damage, but more importantly, give them absurdly high increased regeneration rate. This stacks up twice, and when stacked up twice, it's at 800% increased regeneration rate. So when you're out there just spamming out all of your abilities and you have, say, 800% increased melee regeneration rate, you then can mix that with Ember of Benevolence, which you can easily proc from heal clip. That'll give you another 400%. So you're getting 1200% increased regeneration rate on your abilities. You're now able to pretty much infinitely spam out your abilities if you're able to keep these effects procced. And this build I've been running is absurdly strong, especially in Onslaught, which is kind of what this build is focused on doing. But it basically allows me to just constantly spam out Consecration, which you can wipe like full waves with in Onslaught. And the biggest contributing factor for this specific build and a lot of other builds being so incredibly strong is just that massively increased ability regen rate, and just constantly being able to keep Benevolence proc at all times with heal clip just takes these builds to the next level. So whether you were looking for Luna's Howl to be a main weapon you're using in a solar build, or to just be a tool to keep proc through heal clip, either way, this is an incredibly strong weapon, and I would definitely recommend getting it, especially since in the final shape we'll be able to enhance these perks, meaning Incandescence is going to get stronger and heal clip will get a little bit stronger, but I'm pretty sure enhancing heal clip only increases the allotted time you have that you need to reload after getting a final blow to actually proc heal clip, but this roll is still just going to be able to get significantly stronger when enhancing the perks in the final shape. But that's all I want to go over, so thanks for watching.